Hey everyone, it's Shelly, your astrologer, and it's the last month of the year. I'm here with your astrology for November 29th through December 5th, 2021. Well, if you remember from last week, you know that we have our last month of Jupiter in Aquarius. So it's your last month to get down to those Aquarian ideals. Now we do have Saturn continuing on, so there will be some Aquarius that we will still be using. We'll still be building structures. We'll still be creating. The Jupiter portion of this is going to help us right now to just get our final bit of clarity on what it is that's important to us and where we can place our ideals and our focus. It's going to vary by everyone's chart where Aquarius falls, but really think about the group and how you play a part in that and those idealistic sort of things that you can contribute to. How can you give to a cause that you believe in? In what ways? Is it financially? Is it through the work you do? Is it through the words you speak? There are so many different ways that we can create and build. And with Aquarius, it's going to be innovative and new. There's something that you can do. And those structures that Aquarius supports are going to help you to do that. So we also, on the 29th, have Mercury in Sagittarius. Now, it did actually go in last week and I didn't talk about it, and I'm sorry, but it's there now still. And that Sagittarian Mercury is a very powerful Mercury because it's very direct and to the point. In fact, it can be scathing sometimes because Mercury in Sagittarius puts out the words, speaks its truth, and doesn't hold back. And it's not that the intent is to harm or hurt. The intent is to speak the truth. The intent is to get that information out there. And this is a time when saying uncomfortable things can be really important because Mercury and Sag can help with that. It's not going to hold back because of social niceties. On the other hand, be mindful of what you're saying to who and in what way. Sometimes just pausing for a moment and kind of working out how you can say something in a different way might soften those words if they need to be softened. Once again, it depends on the circumstance. So there's a power with Mercury and Sag, both for creating something beautiful and for being misinterpreted simply because egos can be hurt, feelings can be hurt. So look to how you are communicating during this time. On the 29th, Mercury will be Cazimi. Okay, I love that word, but it really means in the heart of the sun. So Mercury and the sun will be in the same degree, and anything that is in the same degree of the sun, astrologically speaking, is very bright. It's like saying that the light of the sun is shining its mission, shining its word, shining its value out to everyone. So if you have something to say, it's a good day to say it. It's a good day for something that you don't need to be diplomatic about, or something that it's time to put a little oomph behind. And be wary, like I said before about Mercury and Sag, people might not like what you're saying. They might not be on board with you. So those words that you need to get out during this time are words where you're not trying to get everyone on board. You're trying to put across a message. The moon will be in Scorpio the 1st through the 3rd. So when we have a Scorpio moon and a Sag sun, this is a really interesting combination because we have two signs that are looking for truth, that are looking for value, and they go about it in different ways. So This is an exciting time to go deep within yourself to find meaning and to also go outward with it. So just experiment with what you can say, what you can do, and how you can play. The power of that Scorpio moon will be amped up on the 2nd when it's conjunct Mars. Now, it's really close to Mars this whole time, but on the 2nd, it's exactly conjunct. So this means that moon is stronger for it. So your emotions might be stronger. They might be running higher. But also the Mars is stronger for being close to the moon because it's going to be more visible, more seen, have more power. So whatever it is you're going after, use the power of that moon to further that mission. Just be aware also that your emotions might be running high and funnel them into what you're doing rather than let them distract or detract from what you're doing. That Mars and that moon are also sextile Venus, and that is an opportunity to give some beauty and value. So whatever it is that you value, that you find beauty in, this can help you. We have Venus in Capricorn, so look to those things that are tradition, the positive side of tradition, the positive side of your traditions. Look to those things that you want to keep, to these long-term goals, and put some energy into them. Venus will also be getting closer and closer to Pluto. So this could feel really intense, and there could be some mining of old things, of things underneath the surface, of circumstances in your life that you haven't dealt with or that you weren't even aware were there. So because we have the moon and Mars in Scorpio, this kind of going deep into oneself, that energy is amplified. So step aside from anything that you don't need to be a part of. And if you do need to take a stand and make an argument for something, do so with as much integrity as possible and consider all the players, even the players not in the room, even the players not in the conversation. How are these actions going to affect the greater community? Because we still have Jupiter in Aquarius asking us those questions. And we still have Saturn in Aquarius who really wants to know, what are you going to create? How are you going to create it? And what are you going to do? And in the midst of all this creating and delving and doing and figuring things out and exploring and learning, we have the new moon in Sagittarius on December 3rd. It's practically on the 4th, but it's on December 3rd at 11 p.m. Pacific time. So it might be on the 4th in your time zone. As you know, the new moon is a time for new beginnings. It's a time to relearn yourself, to discover new parts of yourself. And in Sagittarius, this is a great time to look at what it is you're learning, what it is you're pursuing. What is it that you see out there that you're going after? And how are you fueling your own curiosity and your own desire? What things come into play? It's a good time to start some kind of education if that is the right path for you. It might be traditional, something like a university or a college or a technical school even, or it might be something non-traditional like self-teaching or some kind of learning through a mentor or anything really. It's just about diving into that quest for knowledge and seeking it out wherever it is. Expand whatever it is you're setting in right now. open up your parameters. And just the intention to do so on the Sagittarius new moon will help you. Saturn is still in Aquarius, and it's in an easy aspect to this new moon. So this is going to help to add some structure to these plans, some structure to this overall optimism and ability to open up that we have right now. And it'll add a dose of real life so that we don't have to worry about our dreams being only dreams. If we add structure to them, they can become something more. The quest for meaning, the quest for anything that's greater than who we are, for understanding that there is something more than yourself, something more than humanity, is truly a Sagittarian ideal. And to go after it on the new moon, all the better. So find your plans for whatever it is that's important to you, and even set with yourself maybe a few days before this new moon and think about where in your life do you feel blocked off, either by yourself, by your own actions, or by circumstances, by society, by other people. And instead of forcing those doors or trying to force those doors open, some sort of small action can be really helpful. And we still have Mars in Scorpio, so this is a strong Mars. When we do something with Mars in Scorpio, there's a lot more power behind it. So just take small steps. A really small step on the new moon can be really helpful. And the best time for new moon beginnings is actually a day after the new moon. So put your plans in motion just after the new moon, but ferment them a little bit before that. And I'd love to hear what your plans are. Tell me how it goes, and reach for your stars, as Sagittarius will love to do. Share below, how are you planning to open yourself up? What structures are you putting in place? And if you don't know, where is it that you are expanding to? What is it that you're seeing, even if you're not quite sure of it? What are those stars out there that you're reaching for? And put some intention in on the new moon and bring your community into that story. Because we're all doing this, we're all here. And these Aquarian times literally mean that coming together to share our visions will actually help us all. So thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. And I'll see you next time.